Hi, I have another channeled message for the collective. The reason why you are very emotional and it feels like you are getting triggered very easily now is because your inner child is trying to heal. And the only way that your inner child can heal is through you allowing them to process what happened to them in childhood unapologetically and spontaneously. And for those of you that are asking, what is my inner child? It's the subconscious part of you that has been receiving and collecting messages way before you even knew how to process them. This is why we have limited beliefs. This is why we internalize a lot of things that happen to us, and why we have the pain that we're carrying from childhood because of the messages that we were being given through our caretakers, through society, that we did not have the ability to actually rationalize and understand. So what we did is we internalized the fact that dad didn't show up for us. We internalized the fact that mom was resentful and emotionally unavailable. We internalized the bullying. We internalized everything because we were not able to understand it. And so now we have grown up and we are adults, but that little child still lives within us. And this is why a lot of you guys feel very immature when it comes to dealing with confrontation and conflicts, because you were never given the tools on how to emotionally regulate and show up in a more emotionally mature manner. And so the inner child work is crucial for you to get to this next point in your life when it comes to going for your dreams and doing things that you believe in and having healthy partnerships and friendships and just a healthy relationship with self. And it takes sitting with yourself and really going through that processing period of the pain and a lot of the trauma that you're running from. So not only are we running from the darkness and the pain and the things that make us really, really upset, but we're also running from the parts of us that know what our hopes and dreams and purposes are, and the creativity. We're running from all of it. And so we can't really pick and choose what parts of our inner child live on. We have to kind of heal it as a whole for everything to come out, because all that trauma is piled on top of the dreams and the hopes and the purpose. And so when you hear that inner child coming up a lot, it's because it's necessary. And a lot of you guys are starting to see that you can't hold back the tears anymore. You can't hold back the anger. The smallest things that you used to be able to just push through are starting to really bother you now. You're getting triggered way more often than before. And that is because you are coming back online with yourself and you're starting to realize, like, no, this is not okay with me. No, I don't like how this feels. No, this does not sit well with me. And that is the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. And so even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's very taxing emotionally, and a lot of you guys feel so exhausted after you have these big emotional releases, it's so necessary and it's beautiful and it's healing, and you will not always be in this state forever, but we have so much backed up, trapped, pent energy that we have been shoving down and piling trauma on top of it because of the behaviors that not dealing with your inner child leads us to. It leads us to self-sabotage. It leads us to suppression. It leads us to manipulative behaviors and being toxic. And it's all because we are trying to get our needs met and feel safe. Typically, it's all done with the intention of just keeping ourselves safe, regardless of how it affects other people. Because in the moment when we get triggered, we're usually only thinking about our own safety. And that's why people can say, gosh, this person is so selfish. They only think about themselves, or they did this and didn't even take me into consideration. And that is not just because the person's inherently just a selfish person. It's because our brain doesn't know the difference between physical danger and emotional danger. And so our brain, our body thinks that we're being chased by a lion when we have some type of emotional threat or trigger that comes up. And so we're going to do whatever it takes to get into a state of homeostasis, to feel calm and collected again. And sometimes that is at the expense of someone else's emotions or well-being. And that's the hard part about not healing this, is because it does come off like you're doing things intentionally when a lot of times we aren't. So we have to get to the core of why we behave this way in order to start actually healing it and stepping into the person that we always are, always have been. And that is absolute love. We are all absolute love at our core. So it's time to do that inner child work, and we can't keep avoiding it. So I hope this helped. I love you guys. Bye.